Sure. No pressure, hey, Greg. No pressure. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed Rotarians, workplace mentors, partners, and last but not least, my fellow delegates of 2020. My name is Conlon, and I have the pleasure of sharing my journey with you today. The story starts in August 2019. My family and I were living in Cape Town. Life up until that point had been challenging, but through great determination and pure grit, we were making it work. The business I had established in partnership with my two brothers folded due to a series of unfortunate and regrettable events. My relationship with them was in tatters. As a matter of fact, every relationship I had at that time was under some form of tension. My thoughts and actions were completely consumed by this negative world I had found myself in. My emotions went largely unchecked, and I battled to focus on anything other than what had transpired and who was to blame. It was like watching a felt fire coming from a distance, burning through everything I had built and fought so hard for. I was completely helpless to stop it. I was now unemployed at this point, and the financial pressures were mounting. Thankfully, due to my business network I had created in Cape Town, I had 3 job offers. This may sound like a positive thing, but at the time I could not see it. All I saw was the felt fire, the smoke clouding my view and judgment, and the heat of the flames providing a constant reminder of the intensity of it all. During the ensuing negotiations, I did not have the emotional or mental capacity to discern which offer was the best. Best for me, my career, my family. All I focused on was the fire. September 2019. My father-in-law, traveling to Cape Town on business, came to stay with us for 4 days. Every night we spent our time trying to unpack what had happened and to provide potential options. It felt like we were going around in circles. He could sense our frustration and did his best to offer understanding in a diplomatic way. I explained to him my analogy of the felt fire, how it consumes and destroys without concern or sympathy. He tried to reassure us that this will pass and that we will be stronger. But at that time, I didn't believe him. On the last night, we did not discuss the past. He asked us to turn our backs to the fire, to pick a spot on the horizon that was clear. He asked us to describe what life may look like in that clear space. And after some time, we were able to provide a list of items. He continued by asking if this life was possible still living in Cape Town. The answer was a resounding no. He said, that clear space is East London. And until that point, I'd never considered moving back to East London as a viable option. We left in pursuit of a better life for that as a couple and for our kids. We had convinced ourselves that we were on track and that everything was fine. We just needed to keep going. At some point, we would get a break and everything would work out just as we had planned. Had things not changed to the degree they did, I think we would still be there, grinding every day in the pursuit of what we thought was success and happiness. We made the decision to leave, to stop fighting, and to accept the fact that the fire was going to burn. Participating in the Find Your Voice leadership program could not have come at a better time for me. I was in the perfect place to absorb the wealth of knowledge and experience provided. Not only that, I was surrounded by a positive and diverse group of people who had also experienced their own kind of felt fire and were in the same place as me. At a time where we were encouraged to stay at home and not associate with anybody else, this program offered me the opportunity to meet so many amazing people, to learn things I had never considered. Month by month, I stepped out of my comfort zone and engaged with this incredible group, sharing, learning, and debating a variety of topics. Every time I left, I felt inspired, prepared, and ready for the next challenge. When I look back on the course material, the 3 Ps of emotional resilience really resounded with me, and I came to understand that my 3 Ps came in the form of 3 Ds. Derek, Dave, and Dion, also affectionately known as my 3 dads. Derek is my biological dad. He taught me what it meant to be a man, what it felt like to be loved, and that as long as you are driven, you can accomplish anything. His greatest strength has always been his ability to act quickly, not to let a situation bog him down. He was always the first guy through the wall, always the guy to take the hits on behalf of the team, and he always led from the front. This is also his greatest weakness. His impulsive nature led him to make many mistakes, but despite this, he was a successful businessman in his own right. And Butch, just make sure my dad knows that I said everything positive about him. Dave is my dad-in-law. He's also my boss. Being married to his daughter and the example that he sets as a husband has taught me how to love, how to overcome, and how to listen. His greatest strength lies in the ability to be patient and to observe when everyone else is in chaos. At first, I was quite frustrated, and I mistook his patience for an inability to act, but I was wrong. And my wife will tell you that I'm wrong most of the time. He showed me that taking the time to analyze and consider options prior to acting meant that your actions had more of a permanence and more of a positive effect. Dion is my inherited business dad. He joined our company as the COO in the heart of lockdown. He came in not to steady the ship, but to change our perspective of the turbulent sea. He is teaching me how to understand diversity and how to bring out the best in people, how to recognize potential and allow for it to grow in a safe space, and how open dialogue can solve many problems. And on that note, Dave, if you could please look at extending his contract with us, that'd be fantastic. I still have a lot to learn. Only through this course have I been able to understand these men and the role they played and continue to play in my life. They are not the only people who have had a significant impact on my journey, though. The contribution that my wife, Chanel, plays in all facets is by far the greatest. We have walked this together. Sometimes I carried her, most often she carried me. For someone still so young, you have an incredible capacity to love, to learn, and to grow. And I hope that the lessons, tools, and insights I have gained over the last few months will enable me to be the leader you want me to be, not only in business, in the greater community, but also at home. The Veld fire burnt. It destroyed all that I thought was important, but it also replenished. It provided the necessary ingredients for life to start again, for new shoots to grow and flourish. I'm no longer scared of the fire. As a result of this course and the excellent mentorship provided from Greg and from Kerry and the entire Rotary team, I'm ready for this new journey. Thank you.
Well done.